Hello, and welcome back to
Watching Twin Peaks for the first time.
We're getting pretty good at saying that at the same time.
That was the first time we were able to.
No, because I say it when you say it in the other ones.
Okay.
Like in the last one, I said
Okay.
it. Yeah.
So from the beginning, we were saying it.
Right.
Yes.
Together.
So anyway, hello, I'm Wade Bradford. This is my daughter, Mackenzie Bradford. I've watched Twin Peaks a couple times.
Yeah.
And Mackenzie's watching it for the first time.
For the first time.
We are well into season 2.
Yeah.
And today we are actually talking about.
What are we talking about?
We are talking about 2 episodes.
Yeah.
One is called Slaves and Masters.
Gross.
And the other is called The Condemned Woman.
Yeah, she really is. Poor Josie.
So we're going to be talking about the fate of Josie, or basically a good question to ask is what happened to Josie? But
I guess.
But before we get,
I don't know that is a good question.
No, it's not a good question.
I don't know. It's a question Bob asks, but it's not a question I'm interested in. I'm more interested in the fact that neither one of them were like, you know what we should do? Start CPR. What? They're like, she's dead.
We're getting dead. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So we will get to those experiences with Josie. But first, let's go through the Slaves and Master episode.
Oh my gosh! Oh, I get why they do that because it's with Josie, but it's also with Ben, who's coming out of the Civil War.
Yes. So Ben Horne lives this strange revisionist history fantasy.
I like it. Yeah.
It's just that he's fighting a losing battle.
Yeah.
And imagines
he's winning
the losing battle. The South is triumphant. So what did you think of that subplot coming to kind of an end?
I absolutely loved the ending when he wakes up and it's like just straight up. He's just straight up living Wizard of Oz. Yeah, and it's beautiful. I'm very happy about it.
You were there.
You were there, and who are you? He hasn't even met Bobby. Oh,
yes, yeah.
Bobby's turning his life around a little bit.
Well, he seems to have abandoned Shelley and trying. He's not worried about Leo now, and he's just like, I'm gonna hang out with the Horns.
I mean, I would hang out with the Horns too. I'm not blaming Bobby. I like
Jerry and Ben seem like good.
They seem like good guys.
Good guys, except they're not.
I think they were misled by Leland. I'm starting to think that
Leland Palmer was the negative influence.
Yes. In fact, in the second episode, for fun fact, he's eating a vegetable. Thank you very much. I know I'm skipping all over the place.
Skipping ahead. All right, so there's other hijinks going around in the Great Northern. Yeah. In this hotel that Dale Cooper's been staying at for a very long time.
So his bill must be getting really high.
It's Windom Earle in one of his wacky disguises, just blending in, and Dale Cooper doesn't even know.
Well, I feel like if Dale Cooper had turned around at the right time, then maybe
he'd have said, Windom Earle, why are you wearing the mustache?
Earle, what are you doing in here? I found you. Yeah. Like if he had just turned around.
So it was just
luck.
Gotcha. But Windom seems to feel like I blend in everywhere.
But he does not. He looks like he has fake mustaches on. You know what?
Yeah, but nobody's called him on.
He's not even as good
as Mr. Tajimura.
Yeah, as Mr. Tajimura.
Catherine's Tajimura is
the most incredible blend-in makeup.
Okay, so do you remember what my theory was?
That
Windom Earle.
Oh my God, that he helped.
And Tajimura and Catherine bumped into each other when they were out in the woods together.
You know, it wouldn't
and she's like, oh, gosh, I need a disguise. Like, I'll help you.
Let me help you. But
I've got a whole makeup kit here.
But he did a lot better job on her, if that's the case.
But I was watching the videos, and you did say that was a fake mustache that Tajimura.
Yeah, I was like, that's a fake mustache.
So Windom Earle, if he did help Catherine, still not good at mustaches.
Not good at the mustaches.
All right. So more soap opera stuff going on in this episode.
Yes, it's very good.
Are you happy for these two?
I am indifferent. I don't care. And that's like sad, but like I really don't care. They just seem like they made so many mistakes in their lives. I guess I'm happy that they're like figuring it out now, but it seems like they should have figured it out a long time ago.
Well, a recurring phrase that they say is like, it's like, now it's our time. Like, it's our time. They've kind of been waiting patiently.
I don't know why though.
To tie. Well, he feels sorry for Nadine, and she's got the complications with Hank. And
yeah, I guess you probably would. Ed would probably feel really bad that he shot Nadine in the eye. That would be a driving factor to make the marriage
that's the main
work.
reason why he wanted to make it work.
But now it seems like she could take off the eye patch and be fine.
Maybe the eye has grown back.
With
her super
young.
strength. She's young again. So we've got this.
Oh my God!
This lady popping up.
Worth.
So we get with the Sad Boy James conflict.
Sad Boy James.
It ends with the guy that was pretending to be the brother, but was not, just some bad guy that was hooking up with her. Yeah. She shoots him, and then what happens?
And she just lays down, and she's like, I'm laid down. I'm down here. I'm laid down.
She's like, he tried to kill me.
Yeah,
so
she just keeps saying
right. So she's
the
kind of
alibi she was going to use for James.
She's going over the alibi.
But she's just like, I'm going to lay down on him.
Yes. So
I love how much people have just abandoned the idea of first aid in this community. They're like, no need for first aid.
If somebody gets shot or if they stop breathing.
If they stop breathing, can't save them. Not allowed.
Well, that's fair for James. Sad Boy James and Donna are watching this, and they're in shock. Yeah. And why would they try to save the guy?
Yeah, I don't know why she would try to save him. But I just mean, like,
it's a different case for Josie, as we will talk about.
And like other,
and because those are there's two professionals in the room.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, she's dead.
Anyway, let's get back into the Windom Earle and his scheme. So what's Windom Earle doing in these episodes?
Oh my gosh.
What's his scheme, and what do you think of his scheme?
His scheme is very loose, to be fair.
Very loose.
I know that people are like he's like, oh, he's a genius. He's a chess genius.
Do you think he's improvising his chess moves and the plans here?
I don't think
he's making
he really
it up as he goes along.
I know that, like,
what's his end game, to use some chess phrases?
I think his end game is to just make Cooper feel bad. That's it. That's all his game is.
He's like, I want.
Like, he's like, I beat Cooper at chess. That's one thing I've made Cooper feel bad at. I've left that scary mask in his room. Oh God, that is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Let's talk about that. So this is the episode, as I was telling you, that is directed by Diane Keaton, and I think that on the internet that sometimes people
don't like it.
I think people have criticized it. I haven't looked into why. If I was going to guess, there's some silliness. I don't have all the images, but
that's good.
These folks are lined up, and then at the bar, there's like 3 bus drivers, security
6
guards,
bus drivers, or 6
whatever.
It could be Air Force.
They got hats and cigars, and they're all lined up. And then there's also the one that I kind of like is when the one police officer leaves, and then 2 follow, and they just kind of march
They're all
out
just 3.
and see. So here's how I feel about the episode, but I don't mind it so much. I feel like, and also Diane Keaton. It's weird seeing directed by Diane Keaton because she's a star of like Annie Hall and many other movies. Yeah. And so out of all the sort of the directors of the Twin Peaks episodes, she's the only one that people would recognize as like, oh, Diane Keaton, that's an actress. I know, Yeah. Because the other ones are television directors, and or maybe editors like Dwayne Dunham and stuff like that. So maybe the people are being overly critical because of that. I
actually liked it.
It feels that the here's the thing. That the lineup of like the drummers and the bus people and the cops, that feels like it's a little bit forced. Like Diane Keaton's like, the show's kind of weird, so I'll do this weird thing.
But I also wouldn't put it past David Lynch. Like, if you didn't tell me who directed it, I'd be like, that's David Lynch. Oh, maybe
David Lynch this. So she's emulating the style well enough.
Yeah, it's like, it's a little weird, but I kind of like it. All the pieces are falling into place, which kind of reminded me of a chessboard. So I'm not gonna lie. I liked the motif of like everything in a straight line because that's how all the pieces start on a chessboard. So I kind of liked it.
You've got chessboard pieces right here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's a knight.
When I was a kid, there was this Civil War chess set that was like very famous. Like we all wanted to have the Civil War chess set.
Man.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's what Diane Keaton's
I feel like
for.
I think she did a pretty good job. It's also the episode that scared me the most.
Well, that's what I was going to praise Diane Keaton for. And I want to tell everybody out there.
Awful.
So I think that Twin Peaks is a wonderful, fascinating, sometimes beautiful show. Yeah. And sometimes there's nightmarish imagery. Yeah. And for me, it's usually when Bob is appearing,
Bobby
crawling over the couch and stuff like that. Yeah. And some, of course, the murder investigation stuff is scary. But for me, like some scary images have happened with Bob. But Mackenzie, at the end of this episode, when Dale Cooper goes into the hotel, and Kenzie's like, "What is that?" So I got not just one.
I love that. And then it's like, oh God. I thought it, so like when we saw it, I didn't know what I thought it was at first. Mm-hmm. I was just like,
your brain broke.
It did.
Your brain broke.
I like broke myself. And like, he's in there and he's like, oh no. Yeah. And I'm like, oh no, just leave. Just leave the hotel and never come back. Yeah. Because if I found that in my bed, I would turn around and like never return to that room. I would find a different room in a different hotel, leave all of my belongings behind. Because I thought that was like a person, like a ghost person that had sunk into the bed. Like it was like the body is in the pillow.
Yeah,
like
here you don't know like what apparition. Is that? It's a ghost person in my bed.
It's a ghost person in my bed that's just sunk into the pillow.
Mm-hmm. And we just
too much.
Like 2 or 3 nights before watched Spirited Away with all these weird ghost bathhouse creatures and stuff like that. So
and it fits right in. And they're like talking, and I like didn't even care what Windom Earle said. I don't even remember what he says, but I'm just like, that's
right.
Too much because there's a recorder.
There's
in there.
when he picks it up, and
but
then
there
he's
also
look
has
through
to be
the
like
eyes.
there has to be like a flashlight in there.
Maybe it's from the recorder. Maybe it's for ghosts.
It's a ghost. It's the worst thing in the world.
And do you remember what this clue is all about?
Yeah, so this is the wedding dress of Windom Earle's wife, and is her name Catherine?
Carolyn.
So it is interesting that it's in a C.
Yeah,
that's kind of fun. I'd like him to write out the rest of the letters.
It's like I'll just do a C.
Just like he didn't start in California, he didn't give himself enough room.
Like, why did you start in Canvas?
Oh no, I ran out of space.
Looks like Windom Earle wants a car. C-A-R. What does he want?
Oh no!
It like continues over,
and he sends it into the ocean
in Europe. All right.
Oh my God.
Let's get to the next episode, Condemned Woman. So here's the Sillery.
So wait, no, we didn't even talk about how I was right. Because they find out in that episode, that last episode we just talked about, they find out Josie shot and killed her Asian friend.
That's right.
Where they're like Asian.
Well, they're not friends, but the henchman that was basically taking her back to Hong Kong, or Thomas Eckert.
Yes. And then she also shot Dale Cooper, and I was right.
Yes. So congratulations.
Yes. Yeah. And I did it based on her hands.
Yes. So you have always been right about that. If you forgot, or if you're just joining us for the first time. By the way, if you're just joining us for the first time, sorry for all the spoilers. But because we saw the hands of the shooter and they were gloved.
They were gloved.
You're like,
and they were black.
It's gloves. A female. But it was interesting that you didn't go, oh, it's a female. It could be. You didn't do it with Nadine.
No.
Who you thought was
no, because Nadine was accounted for.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Nadine was somewhere.
So all the people were accounted for. So and you didn't think it was Catherine?
No, I didn't.
Right, you're always like it's Josie, and you were very correct. And
I don't know how I got.
And so what happens in the Slaves and Master episode is that Albert gives us enough information so that we know it's like, oh yeah, it's the bullets match, the little traces of fabric
Tajimura,
and things like that.
Whatever her name is, what's her real name?
Catherine Packard.
Catherine. There's so many C names. Okay. But she is like in the episode, she's like, doesn't she have such wonderful hands? To Josie. And I was like, yep,
she
there we go. Oh, and in this next episode, I'm just gonna jump to here because I'm gonna forget about it otherwise. My favorite quote that I've just been saying over and over again, which is, I was going to contact the police, and you put up your hand. When they're talking about Josie, Cooper and our favorite agent, I can't remember what his name is. The
Albert?
one who chooses peace. Yes, Albert. He's talking to him, and he goes, and Albert just stops talking. And I was
talk
like,
to the
yes.
hand. Albert?
Albert? I was going to tell the police.
Yep. Okay, so getting into the episode where Josie's fate is sealed before that stuff happens. So we see Ben Horne with a new tracksuit. What do you think of Ben Horne's direction in this episode?
I love Ben Horne so much. He's so cool. And anyone who's like just like gonna rebuild his legacy in like a good way, because like we've been seeing him do a lot of corrupt things, and suddenly he's like, you know what? I don't want this to happen, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna save the weasels.
And so do you think he's saving the weasels because he has an ulterior motive? Do you think that he
does seem to just want things to go back to the way they were?
Okay.
Before Leland.
We get a new character introduced. Yes. What do you think of this guy?
I have a child.
You better. It sounded like you sneezed. So explain the reference.
So this is the character. So I don't know what the character's name is.
The actor's name is Billy Zane.
Yes. And the character's name is Jack.
Yes.
Which is perfect.
And the actor was in Titanic, but not as Jack. As Jack's rival.
Yeah. And he's my favorite character in Titanic. I love the movie Titanic. And he picks up a child and he tries to get on a boat and he goes, I have a child. And it's just some random child that he's picked up.
God, I forgot. Like,
What'd you forget?
I put the diamond in the coat. I put the coat on her. Yeah, so that's all Billy Zane.
He's so good.
So here he is, Jack Wheeler, swaggering his way into the heart of Audrey Horne as a big business kind of guy.
Which is a little concerning since he looks to be 19.
I'm fresh out of college age. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 22, and so
I want him to be close. I'm hoping he's close in age, but I also don't see him with Audrey, only because Audrey seems to be so smitten by Dale Cooper.
So you think that there's going to be a love triangle, or
I don't know. I don't think we have enough time for that.
Yeah. But you know, I have time for breakfast. Look at this.
Oh my god.
I don't see any vegetables.
No. But at least Ben Horne.
But look at these guys having a good time.
I know, they should just like be friends. You know what I mean? Like they should stop trying to do Ghostwood. They should stop trying to get Josie killed.
Well, I think some friendships are based upon like the activities that you enjoy doing.
So trying to get Josie killed.
Well, here's the thing. But Pete doesn't want Josie killed.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
He doesn't care.
So what do you think? How does Pete feel about Josie?
I don't think Pete has a thought in his head. I think Pete's head is filled with chess pieces.
Okay.
And that's about it.
He's working on the chess game.
And the weenies he forgot at the store.
And fishing?
Maybe fishing. Because I don't think so. Because, like, if you were, like, super set on fishing, would you put a fish in the percolator?
No.
You know what I mean?
Those are all excellent points. All right, Windom Earle's scheme continues. Yes. What's he doing here?
He's brought 3 women together. Also, let me just say, I know who the queen is going to be. It's going to be our Miss Middle person right here. I also love that they're...
By the way, let's play a little mini game.
Okay.
Because Mackenzie sometimes has face blindness for the characters of Twin Peaks.
Any characters on a TV show,
yes,
ever.
But certainly Twin Peaks, she's like, I can't tell these old guys, old white guys from... Yeah. So let's see if you can recognize the 3 women here.
Okay. Audrey. Starting with the first one.
Okay.
Audrey Horne.
Who's in the middle? You've watched over 20 episodes.
Diner Lady.
Diner Lady. All right. Who's the next one?
She's married to Leo. Whatever Leo's last name is. She has it.
Who's the next one?
The next one is Donna.
Okay. So you don't know the name of the middle one.
What's her name?
I'm not going to tell you.
I'll never tell. She was with Bobby.
The word she is a good word to use because those first 3 letters.
Sheila! Is it not Sheila?
It's not Sheila. You were so confident that it was Sheila. It's Shelley.
Oh. Well, Shelley's going gonna die.
Sheila.
Shelly is the queen, and she's about to
Okay,
die.
so you think that out of this scenario, Sheila will be crowned queen.
Yeah.
And you think that she will be killed.
Yes. She might. Yeah.
She might
If
be the
anybody's
next
gonna
victim.
be killed, it's gonna be her.
Now we did. Gosh, now I can't remember. Did we do a prediction of asking you when the next person was going to die? Like a couple of our episodes back.
Right.
Did we say like who do you think's going to die? And did you have any predictions?
I said that Leo was going to die, and I was totally
I think
wrong.
so. Yeah. So Leo's still around, but Josie dies. Oh, before we get to Josie, look who's in disguise again.
There he is. He looks the same.
Yeah.
I don't know why people are going, hey, isn't that guy Cooper's always talking about? Haven't we seen pictures of him?
No, they're not spread. It's not like Bob where they're spreading around like things like that. But they probably should be canvassing, saying, hey, have you seen a guy in wacky costumes?
Yeah.
This one, I don't know. Do you think he fits in as a trucker here? He's got a toothpick.
I mean, you know what? I trust that trucker.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't talk to him. I trust him as much as a trucker.
He blends in though, because when he was at the Double R diner,
right?
Shelley and Norma didn't. They didn't. It's like, who left this? Like whoever was sitting here.
Yeah.
So he's blended. Windom Earle
even though
he's blending in.
Shelley was like, "I'll serve you food. I'll look you directly in the eye as I take your order."
Yeah.
No idea.
Nope.
Gone. She's like me.
He's a chameleon.
She's like
chameleon. It's like you're not going to remember my name either. Is it Sheila Earle?
Sheila Earle.
All right.
Sheila
so let's get to the fate of Josie.
Josie.
Now you have loved her character since the beginning. How do you feel about her character?
I still like her.
That this tragic ending occurs.
I wish that she could have turned herself in.
Yeah.
Because like the whole episode, we just watched it.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm going, I think that the police and jail is a better option than these people.
Well, it seems like because there's so many shady things going around. What's interesting is Catherine's acting like
this is the only option.
You better, take this gun, kill Thomas Eckert, and probably get killed yourself or get arrested. And the police are coming to arrest you. But it seems like Catherine might not want Josie.
I don't think she wants Josie to be arrested.
I don't think Andrew Packard, who is faked his death, would want Josie to be arrested, especially since in this episode he's like, "Hi, he's like, here I am. You're
about to be killed."
Yeah, and I don't know that Thomas Eckert would want her to go to the police.
Yeah.
So it seems like how
in
this episode, I don't have a photo of it, but in this episode, Hank tries to wheel and deal very poorly. Do you remember what Hank tries to do?
Hank's like, he comes in on crutches. He's like, I know who killed him. And
it's the girl you're sleeping with.
And
Chef True's like, I hate you. Get out of here.
Get out of here. And Hawk just like trips him. Like full on trips and he face plants on the desk. Fantastic.
And then Norma ditches Hank, and Hank does not take as well.
No, he does
I was interested to see because I didn't remember what happened.
Yeah, at the beginning I was like, okay, that's pretty mature.
Because Kinsey often sticks up for Hank. I'm like, I hate that guy. It's like, you know what? He's pretty cool.
He's not too bad.
Because while he's in the jail cell, he's talking to Norma, saying like, I'm thinking of taking therapy, and this is going to be really a wake-up call. And so I said, like, let's see. I can't remember what he does. Does he handle the divorce idea well or not? And at first, he's like, yeah, that's fair. But let me ask you this. And then he tries to negotiate, like, hey, he grabs her.
You can get me out.
It's like, you get me out, I'll give you the divorce.
Yeah.
And then he just pouts and whines and is
I don't know what his, like, there's he can't threaten her into, like, coming forward about evidence that isn't real. Because, first of all, she's going to get the divorce either way. Mm-hmm. Once he's in jail, it's not like he won't be, like, you could send those papers in there and he's going to pretty much have to sign them. Mm. Because, well, the way the divorce laws work, you only need one person.
There you go. There you go,
I don't know if that's during this time.
Get out of here, Hank.
But Hank, you don't need to.
Go back to jail.
Go back to jail.
Get out of Twin Peaks. You're ruining this town. This is a good town before you came here, Hank. No, that's not true.
That's not true.
Hank, you fit in very well.
Yeah,
in the underbelly
we were just trying to
Twin
clean
Peaks.
it up.
Yeah. All right, so Josie,
oh my God, she's dead.
She has her gun. She dies. Sheriff Truman runs, doesn't try to resuscitate her because he's in shock.
Yeah.
Dale's not trying to resuscitate her because Dale has a vision first he sees like the spotlight with nothing.
Yeah.
Then
They
Bob.
disappear.
Yes. Yeah. Then Bob comes up onto the bed.
Coop.
What happened to Josie?
And then he laughs.
And he's laughing.
Yeah.
And then our friend dressed in red starts dancing around a little bit.
I hope he's the angel of death.
And then might be.
I hope he is like the fairy. Like he gets you.
Oh, that he crosses
like,
you.
Yeah.
And then we see Josie's face in the woodwork.
Oh yeah, that's really
first
weird.
is kind of like in photograph
I don't
form,
like how they're
film form,
on faces.
and then it's sort of like the face of the death mask of Caroline.
I'm not about it.
And then but it's interesting.
It's not as creepy.
It transitions from the film aspect into the CGI image of her kind of trying to get out and moaning. So walk us through your interpretation of what happens.
So, okay, here's an interesting thought that I had during this. Now, I don't know that they would be able to show suicide on a TV show in that, like, back in this time.
Well, they wouldn't be able to show it, like, graphically.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So my thought is, are we supposed to think she puts the gun here and then she falls? Are we supposed to, like, interpret that she shot herself?
Okay.
Because I don't know, like, other than, like, oh, she passed out and died.
Yeah, because when you were watching it, you were like, oh, she fainted.
Yeah.
And she fainted earlier in this episode.
Yeah.
So you thought, like, oh, she's fainted. Sad. And then Sheriff Truman saying,
like, she's dead.
She's dead.
So, like, I don't know how he comes to the conclusion so quickly. So my thought is maybe we're supposed to jump past.
So there's some theatrical element where it's like instead of showing it or
instead
having the shot,
it's implied.
It's implied.
Yeah, because she does put it here.
Okay. So you can possibly interpret it as suicide.
Right.
And possibly.
Yeah.
And then what about Dale's vision?
Okay, this is interesting. I thought it was interesting. We're seeing Bob, and he's asking a question. Like, I find that very interesting. He's in the hotel, and I just feel like he's there, but he's not. Doesn't have any power. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't know what's going on either.
So he's asking a genuine question.
Maybe. I think he might be asking a genuine question. I feel like Bob is also a lost soul in this world. I feel like he's just very not misdirected. He's awful and bad. But I think that he is also a lost soul, if that makes sense.
Okay. So there's something lost about him.
Yeah, or something that wants to leave about him.
Do you think this guy's a lost soul?
I don't think so. I think this man's completely in control.
He's right where he's supposed to be.
He is directly... Have you seen that man? Look at him. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
He's not asking any questions. So does Josie become a lost soul? Is she doomed?
That's interesting.
The title's Condemned Woman. So what are you interpreting this doorknob ending?
Well, the interesting thing is the lodge is made of wood. And I've always had this connection of like, okay, log lady, souls in wood, you get trapped as you try to leave kind of the earth. And which might have happened to Bob, where he's like, I've been trapped.
Like Bob was in human form, died, and now he's this lost soul.
This kind of wandering, like wood isn't enough for him. He can't just inhabit the nature. He has to inhabit a human soul, kind of thing.
Okay. And so other entities are inhabiting the world happily or rightfully or
peacefully, or maybe, I don't know, I don't think we can look at the story and go like, everyone is peaceful when they die. Because I don't think we can look at life and be like, everyone is peaceful when they die.
Yeah, because we often say that like, she's at peace now.
She doesn't look at peace at all.
But if there is an afterlife, and I'm not just talking about like because obviously like when we think heaven, it's all good.
It's good.
Hell is all bad.
Yeah.
But if there was like
just a
middle type
where you
afterlife
are where you want to be,
that's more similar to what we think of nature and the universe.
Yeah.
Then
probably
you could be miserable, you could be ambivalent, you could be like a wide range of emotion. But so this seems like a very bad emotion. So you interpreting this as some kind of punishment or entrapment or
entrapment, like condemned to be somewhere you don't want to be. Kind of thing.
And do you think that's because of her deeds during her life? or is it because of
Bob?
or is it because of the wood that's in the lodge, or the ghost wood of Twin Peaks?
Yeah.
Like why is she trapped?
Right. I don't know.
Okay, so we need to keep watching, I guess.
I don't know.
And admitting you don't know is the first step toward knowledge. So let's continue to explore Twin Peaks. We're gonna watch a couple more episodes today.
Try to get some done.
We'll get back.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's like Dance with
I
This
love
Little
that
Man. Yes.
He's so good. He's a good dancer too. Every time we see him dance on screen, I'm like,
you know, he's always looking so happy when he dances.
Does. I know he's in red, and that's kind of sinister, but like, I'd hang out with that guy.
Okay, would you, if you were going to party, would you party with him, or would you party with Benjamin Horne?
I would party with Benjamin Horne.
All right.
I would, hands down, not even a question, party with Benjamin Horne. All right.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, God. Oh, no.